Hi, this is Joe Walensky. I'm the program manager for ConveyUX, the annual UX event in Seattle. Our next event's coming up February 28th, March 1st, and March 2nd. And I'm talking with one of our presenters today, talking with Adam Harrell. Hello, Adam. How are you?
Hello. Good to be with you.
And where are you speaking to us from today?
My normal headquarters is in Atlanta, Georgia, but today I'm at Jekyll Island off the coast of Georgia celebrating Thanksgiving.
Oh, all right. That's interesting. I've actually been through that area. It's kind of cool. So it's good to have you here to talk with us a little bit, preview of you and your session. I thought maybe we could start with just you talking a little bit about how you got into the UX world and what types of things you're involved in now.
Yeah, so I got my start in design and UX back in the mid-90s. I was a kid in North Carolina who was passionate about sort of what the web, the opportunity the web presented. So when I was 14 years old, I was working at Winn-Dixie, and they had asked me to go and clean all the little edges, the steel edges around the floor that surrounded the store. And I built a little rig and took a broomstick and cut out some cardboard and built a little rig and got it done really quickly. And when I got done, the manager at the grocery store looked at me and said, "Do it again." But the reason I assigned you that, you got 3 hours to kill. So I realized then that working in a grocery store wasn't for me. So I went around the downtown of the little small town I lived in North Carolina and started sort of selling the potential of the web and trying to convince folks to build websites. And a furniture store took me up on it, and I built a site called SaveOnFurniture.com. And we sold discounted furniture from Hickory, North Carolina, really to the West Coast, focused on early search engine optimization and stuff like that. And ended up doing about $1 million in revenue back in the early or mid-90s, 96, 97. And at that point, I realized the web was like something that had real potential, and really just stayed in it from there. So launched my agency Nebo in 2004, and we started as sort of a bootstrapped company, and we've grown into one of the largest independent digital agencies in the Southeast.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Nebo's doing, or what kinds of things that you're currently passionate about or focused on in your daily work.
Yeah, so really at Nebo we're a full-service digital agency, but a lot of what we do is in the human-centered design, user experience, and building sort of complex digital experiences. So I think it's at an interesting time. We're at a place where there's more platforms, there's more devices, there's more complexity than there's ever been. So really, design plays a bigger role in the crafting of those experiences and how we make those experiences usable and elegant. So that's really been at the core of what we've done. Personally, I'm also passionate about those topics. I recently published a book called Creative Direction in the Digital World. So I've been doing the whole book tour thing, going around giving talks and just trying to share a little bit of my experience from 15 years in the creative trenches.
Well, that's great. Well, I look forward to checking out your book, and people can see that, learn more about it when they see you at the conference as well. And one of the things at conferences that it's harder and harder to find are case studies where you can find people actually talking about their work and specific things that they're involved in. But your session is fairly specific, redesigning MARTA, changing perceptions of mass transit through UX. So maybe talk a little bit about what MARTA is and how you got involved with them.
Yeah, so MARTA is the transit system here in Atlanta. And in Atlanta, we like to say that sometimes we're a little too known for our traffic. But, we do have a pretty impressive transit system. And it was originally built in the 1970s. And it's really, after that initial build, it wasn't really expanded, and to some degree, transit can have negative connotations, especially in a city that's a relatively new city like Atlanta. And what we found was that, there was a large percentage of people that had this perception of what transit was, that it was mismanaged, that it was bureaucratic, that it was all these things. And MARTA really had some new leadership. And as part of that, we've seen this building of the urban core in a more walkable city. And for the city to meet where it needed to go, for the city to get where it needed to go, expanding transit is a big part of it. So just recently, a multi-billion-dollar transit initiative just passed here in Georgia here in Atlanta via referendum. And MARTA had came to us and they said, we realize that the digital presence is an extension of our brand. We have 500,000 people that ride MARTA every single day. We have transit advocates, but we're not presenting the face that we need to present. So really, we took it back to the core and said, well, let's better understand the riders themselves, what they need to get out of it. Let's also use this research as an opportunity to not only look at things from a user experience perspective, but also a brand perspective. What are their perceptions? What are their misperceptions? And how can we get them to reappraise transit? And how can we get people to trial it? Because there's people that may live near a transit stop, but they've never even taken the train. And it's because, they're so used to the habit of being in their car. So how can we sort of drive them to make that decision and to get in and say, hey, if I'm going to a ball game, I'm going to take MARTA. If I want to go and take a bar crawl along all the MARTA stops, I'm going to do that and create these opportunities to do that while also giving people some really powerful tools to make riding transit easier, live trip arrivals, transit multimodal planning, all those things that get sort of to the depths of what it takes to run a subway system.
Well, that sounds great. I'm really interested in that because I'm a big public transportation rider myself. I try to do it even when I travel around as much as I can, and I'm kind of in tune with things that make it easier for me or not. And it's just kind of fun, I think, today when so much of what we're involved with is on the software side, that there can be such a direct physical manifestation of what that experience is. So I'm looking forward to it. And thanks for spending a few minutes with us. And we'll see you here in Seattle.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks a lot, Adam. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Cheers.